So today, unfortunately, I'm not able to be with my wonderful mother today on Mother's Day, as she's not in town. So instead, I was going to go visit some places that I often find myself thinking about her when I go to. So here's just a couple little, stories or memories about my mom. The first place I want to visit is the Canoe Port here on the Souhegan River, not far from our original house that we moved to. Funny enough, one of my fondest memories in New Hampshire with my mother was coming to close on the house for the first time. I don't really know why, other than I think it just felt like a really special trip between her and I. She traveled for a living growing up, and I was really thankful and very humbled at the fact that I was able to travel with her so much. And I was able to see a lot of cool places. And I think that really helped shape who I am as a person, was going with her on these trips, especially to, foreign countries where I could really see how other people lived. And taking all that in as a child, I think, was really important, just because it gave me a really nice perspective. So I really valued those trips with her, and I think coming to New Hampshire, a place that, as a fourth grader, really had no concept of what New Hampshire was, and it was such a new place from Utah, where I was born. But we came here to close on the house, and oddly enough, the day that we closed on the house was the very day that the old man fell off the mountain. So, whatever that might say about the Nunleys coming in. But I have a lot of memories from that trip. The reason I'm here at this Canoe Port is because, again, there were several summers in a row where we had got a canoe. My mom had brought home this canoe from, I think, like Sam's Club or something, and we went canoeing down the river a bunch of times, and that was a really fond memory that I have. I just remember those being really special days in the summertime. So this is just a nice place that I haven't been to probably since about that same time when we would go canoeing. I think I used to fish down here once in a while. Anyways, let's go to the next spot. The next spot is here in the center of Amherst, where I remember it was like one of the first times after I'd gone to Colorado for college, and I came home. I want to say it was maybe late fall, and my mom and I went for a walk here in the town center. And it was just one of those perfect days where, like, the temperature was beautiful, it was quiet, it wasn't windy like today. And I remember the bells in that church started going off, and I just that very moment was imprinted in my mind as just being one of those absolutely perfect evenings to spend with my mom. And that was something that I've thought a lot about, especially when I didn't live here. And I just felt like the city was very stressful, and it was one of those things I would go to for comfort. And of course, my mom was such a big part of making this such a great place to grow up. I feel very grateful of having her as a mother, and she was very very patient mother of four. In fact, I have a story with that specific quality in mind. So let's go to another spot. Now, my memory may be serving me incorrectly, but I was pretty sure it's this Barnes & Noble in Manchester when we didn't even live here yet. I think it was a trip to come visit and see the house before we'd actually moved. And I wanted to get a book. I don't know why. I was really into the idea of reading, but I'm not really a reader. Anyways, I remember going into this store and looking for a book for what seemed like 45 minutes to an hour, just deciding between these two different books, not really even knowing what I was looking for. I didn't really want anything, but I wanted something, and I came down to these two books, and I just kept going back and forth, trying to decide. Anyways, my mom was with me, and she was just so patient and didn't seem, to my memory, to be all that frustrated with me spending 45 minutes looking between these two books. She was just standing over my shoulder, and I always think, that's not something I could do. I would be so over somebody being that indecisive for a book for that long time. Again, just some patience that only a mother of four could have, and I'm very thankful for that. I can't get over how windy it is out here. It's unbelievable. So it's not a whole lot or anything super special, but just some memories I wanted to share here on Mother's Day. Mom, I want to wish you a very wonderful Mother's Day, and thank you for being such a great, supportive mother that I can always go to for great advice. And I love you, I miss you, and I hope you have a great Mother's Day. And Cole and I cleaned up your backyard a little bit for you.